Good evening, friends. I hope you are all doing good. Today we had a very volatile trading day. Market opened gap down as expected. Market was slightly flattish. We saw a nice up move. Made a high of the 16,690. However, it could not sustain, and then we saw a very big fall after about uh, 2 o'clock, 2:45 or so, and which in fact made touch today's high low and bounced up during the closing. This was on Nifty. When it comes to Bank Nifty, let's look at Bank Nifty, how it performed today. Bank Nifty, as we was also followed almost the same pattern, and then a steep fall. Meanwhile, I would also like to the viewers to observe uh, uh, the the crude oil, which also can drive a market to some extent, especially the Bank Nifty. If we see, crude has made a nice breakout, and then moved very strongly upwards. Today it made a high of around almost about 120, and then reversed back, retested 116 hour levels. If crude remains above this price of 118, 120 and above, then we could possibly see crude hitting 122 or 128, 129 numbers, which could also affect the Bank Nifty. I was just testing somebody on the indicators. Okay, so that's about the crude. What are we expecting tomorrow? Tomorrow, I think market is going to be slightly weak. We could expect more down coming in. Most possibly, we may even see a gap down opening of 34,900, 970 levels, or 34,700 as well. If you look at open interest as so, there are huge writings which is done on the call side. So this could mean that there is a huge resistance to the market from moving upwards, both in index Nifty and Bank Nifty. Meanwhile, I would also want to let you know I've been bullish on auto sector, and couple of stocks I'm looking at a good breakout and up moves tomorrow. So So what are the stocks we are looking in tomorrow? We are mainly focusing on auto stocks, especially Hero Motor, M&M, Maruti. As we see, these have moved strongly and could make more higher highs. Let me show you an interesting point in open interest, which uh, which I think our viewers need to understand. We might not see a big volatile movement in Bank Nifty. Uh, However, we will definitely can see big movements in Nifty. If you see, there is a huge call which was written today at 17,000 and at 16,700 levels. So market, and there was a put writing at 16,500. The next writing was strongly done at 16,000. So there is a big chance when we look at the option chain, the chances of going lower is pretty strong. So let us look at Nifty as per the option chain. I'll mark the levels, the same levels we could even look at. Seventeen thousand, 16,500 and 16,000. So as I was mentioning, now the market took a good has made a triple bottom at around 16,500. This may again become a strong support. In fact, yesterday I had mentioned any price move below this could be a sell for a target of 16,400 to 16,350 as well. Here if you see, even the trend line has broken at one point in time, but then it tried to move inside again but could not sustain. Once this broke, was a big sell for us. In fact, we bought at a couple of points here. I think twice we bought once at around I think around 10:20. It went along. We again took another long somewhere at this price, 1650. Yes, at 1650. 16,650, and we made almost about 50 points here. Our last entry was a sell at around 3 o'clock, where we could make about 40 odd points. So for tomorrow, 16,500 seems to be a very strong support. Once this breaks, we can look at 16,400. 16,450 to 16,400 and 16,320 as well. So these are the levels in terms of Nifty. When it comes to Bank Nifty, we will look at also we would I'm sorry, we also want to see the Bank Nifty option chain once. How it has moved compared to yesterday. Here again there is a huge call writing done at 36,000 and then 35,500 and 35,000. And there was some put writing which is also made at 36,000. So 36,000, in fact, Bank Nifty is not come anywhere close to 36,000, as the put writing is so, the call writing is so huge. Every time it comes near, yesterday it was trading at 36 because of the writing. It seems to have open gap down, took a slight support 35 560. There could be call writings here and then slight up move. So what can we expect in Bank Nifty tomorrow? 35,000 is a good rise which can be tested. Any break below this, we may tend to see 35 or 800 levels. So are we heading down? Is what we need to see based on tomorrow's price action. Meanwhile, as I was mentioning, I also want to bring your attention to Sun Pharma, which was hit pretty badly because of the bad numbers. It tried to cover the gap. We opened a gap down, moved up, tried to cover the gap, and then good sell and immediate consolidation at these levels. If price is able to sustain above 860, which may happen maybe in about a week's time, I am expecting this to touch 980 to 1100 levels in some period of time, as we see a good strong trendline support at these prices, and price has almost rejected every time you see here. So let's see, this price breaks, then the next level would be somewhere at 805 to 780 levels. So keep an eye on Sun Pharma. Meanwhile, as we are expecting the auto sector to perform, we see a big chance of Hero MotoCorp being a hero tomorrow. However, I would request viewers to trade based on their analysis and price action. Though there is a kind of a strong doji which was formed here, any up move above, if it is able to sustain about 2740, then we can definitely tend to see 2900 levels coming in this sector, in this stock. The other stock is Mahindra and Mahindra. Which also has been performing pretty well. Any price up move about 1020 or any breakout above 1037, we see a very strong up move in this stock tomorrow or in the coming days. Other stock we wanted to is Jubilant, Ingria, Titan, HDFC Life, Infosys, Coal India. Coal India was one of the top performers today. More up moves seen in this sector. Maybe the demand of coal has gone up. We may have to look at those numbers. If a price is able to sustain above 190 levels, 192 and 194, then we can definitely see a very strong up move on this as well. So I hope global on support, now global on support, then how possible for a gap down. We have a query. Shiva has a query. He says now global is on support, then how possible for gap down? Okay. Market is very dynamic. One thing I would want to remind our viewers sometime back, the very simple way to find out whether our market is going to continue being bearish or bullish is on the FI data. If we see the FIs have been selling from the last three months almost, and there's been huge selling in the cash. If you look at maybe one of the uh, my videos, I was clearly mentioning there, once FIs start buying at least for one straight week, even if it is 100 crores, 200 CR or any number, if they start buying for a continuous trend, that means the trend can be up. Today, if you ask me, uh, let's look at the global market. If you see global market, especially the US, is of 0.5% down, and Mr. Shiva is, I think, probably thinking how come our views have changed from bullish to bearish. This is slightly a small correction or a small down move which we are observing, and based on price action. There is no indicators, or there is no any pure price action. And if you look at the option chain, the moment we retailers start thinking that market is bullish, the FIs are getting their liquidity. They need huge buyers. So right now we are the buyers. We are bullish. So when we are buying, they can start selling, because when only if there is a buyer, then they can sell. But if we are bearish, what will they sell? Who is the buyer there? So whenever there is a buyer, there is a seller. So FIs are always opposite of us. The moment you start thinking, okay, global is positive, is on support, it is bullish, the FIs become bearish. This is how the markets perform. I'm just giving you a slight clue, Mr. Shiva. If you join my training programs, I will also give how to identify all this through pure price action. Uh, uh, can you share your views on Lupin for the month of June? Okay. Lupin, I think I remember a good question, Chakravarti. I'm happy I brought my attention towards Lupin. I'm actually expecting Lupin to have a small breakout. Let me bring in the chart for you. While I'm sharing this view, this will be purely based on current price action and equity. Lupin has actually made a strong breakout. We can expect strong up moves. Um, but possibly this could be, again, one more thing I would like to bring to your attention is this was a big sell. Sometime back I was asking one of the groups if somebody is holding Lupin. This is sometime I think 3-4 months back, because I saw a big selling coming, and I had mentioned that any price below 900 we can see 700 coming. In fact, we are seeing 600 today. So we are almost at huge lows. From 2200, Lupin has come almost 600. Okay. Dow This slightly looks uh, bullish. Not exactly, I wouldn't use the word bullish. Some uppose seen here. I would only suggest to trade for a small target of maybe about 680 level, 660 to 680, not more than that. Post that, let me look at the there should be a huge resistance at 660, 670 levels. Uh, so as I mentioned, we can probably look to trade between this range of 600 to 650. Do not expect that it will break out very easily. Don't look at just pure breakouts on volumes and all that. It needs to sustain at least above 720 for a target of 900 to 1000, which doesn't happen in a day. It takes about a week's time to ascertain whether the price has made a breakout and sustain. So my pure view is you may trade this between the level of 600 to 650. Maybe it may consolidate at the same range for some time. Do not expect a breakout immediately. Market will retest. Let me probably make a clearer view for you so that you may understand it much better. You see, this is another consolidating triangle. Yes, maybe the last hour today was good volumes. That is because it moved above 618 levels. So price will probably move within this range and possibly to test 650. So I hope I have answered your queries. Shiva says thumbs up. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Shiva. Thank you for your likes, viewers. And thank you, Chakravarti sir, joining us. Just to bring to your kind attention, we were mentioning about Reliance, which is slowly trying to move up. Tomorrow, if Reliance is about is sustaining about 260, 220, then possibly again we can expect 2680. However, if it breaks below 2560, then 2430 can be tested. So one needs to be careful not to get biased in the market with being bullish or bearish. Follow your instincts, follow the charts, follow the data, Infosys also, I was noticing, is trying to make a good breakout. Uh, if this price is able to sustain above 1520, then it is certainly good because it is coming inside the trend line. Even if it is able to sustain above 1490, there's a good possibility of it testing 1700 to 730 levels. So keep an eye on Infosys as well. Keep an eye on the auto sector like Ashok Leyland, Eicher Motors, Mahindra and Mahindra, Hero Motocorp. I was mentioning Godrej properties seems to be coming back slightly strongly. One may buy this for a target of 1520, 1600 levels. Tata Chemicals and Tata Consumers also can be kept an eye. You may look to buy long in Tata Consumer for a possible target of 820 to 840 levels. Thank you all. Thank you for your time. I hope you all have a peaceful night. Market is always there. Numbers are always there. Price is always there. Data is always there. Charts are always there. Please do take care of your health, because in the process of gaining wealth in the stock market, let us not lose our health, because it is the biggest wealth, and not just for us, it's the biggest wealth for our family members too. Take care, good night, and sweet dreams, and happy profitable day tomorrow.